WRDL Ashland, welcome back to Insanity with FCA and Jalen. Oh, and Jalen. Oh, I miss my co-host. I need a co-host. I need somebody to say and with. Anywho, now that my computer is safe from dying, I can continue, and we just listened to The Art of Losing from American Hi-Fi. I'm really glad that the job market is increasing. People are starting to learn that if you don't have a middle class, your economy is going to drop, because the really rich people don't pay any of the taxes, so you're not going to have anything get done, and the people who are below poverty cannot afford to pay for taxes, so nothing is going to get done. You need a middle class, otherwise your entire economy suffers, and it's going to have a blowout. It's not good. But we're learning, slowly but surely, there may be a chance for the human race. Either that or we're going to get overtaken by aliens. Either way. Or we're going to blow ourselves up with our own nuclear devices or something. Or maybe, hopefully, a zombie apocalypse will occur. We're all prepared for the zombie apocalypse, and if you haven't prepared for the zombie apocalypse, you probably have a lot more common sense than the rest of us. I survived in the zombie game because we have this game here on campus called Humans versus Zombies. A lot of colleges do it, and I was a human, and I survived up until the very last second, and thank gosh I was turned into a zombie that last minute, because otherwise I would have been killed. At least I got to survive, and I got off the island before it blew up. That's all I know. It was a good game. A week long game of Humans versus Zombies, where I had to attack zombies with sock grenades and Nerf guns. It was awesome. One of my friends said it was one of the best times he ever had that he actually remembered. Don't do that, people. Don't do that. If you can't remember the good time, there's no point in having it. Yeah? Humans. Anywho, back to what I was saying before. I have an athlete I would like to make an announcement about. He's one of my very good friends, and he's kind of amazing. And when I say kind of, I mean he's amazing. He's a wrestler, and he just reaching computer too far. Got it. His name is Jimmy Graves. He's also called the Martyr and the Asian Assassin. That also requires quotation marks, although I'm on the radio, so you can't see that. You would have never known. His hometown is Cleveland, Ohio. Good old Cleveland, Ohio. Oh, terrible joke just came to my head. Anyway, at a weight of 285 pounds, a height of 6'1", this is not a dude you want to mess with anyway. And he has wrestling skills on top of that. Stay on his good side. Of course, if you know him in real life, you know to stay on his good side, too. March 26th marks his debut of his first MMA fight/tournament, and his leading up was to a possible showing at the Arnold Classic. His signature moves include the Yakuza kick, crossface, figure 4 lock variants, and a few signature moves of fallen wrestlers. And those are a lot of moves that I can't do and that most of us can't do. Stay on his good side. And you should also know that his finishing moves, so after you've gone on his bad side, he is going to take you down, and to make sure you stay down, he is going to use the following, one of the following, or multiple if he feels you deserve it. Into Eternity, Hell's Gate, The Sacrifice, and he made a debut show in Irma Park, Ohio. I never keep my notes in order. And in the summer of 2003, he made a debut show in Irma Park, Ohio, and that is kind of awesome. He has done multiple shows since then, and I think that he has a video on Facebook. I am pretty sure. And he also has multiple pictures of him doing Facebook, and he's known in the underground wrestling world, also known as backyard wrestling. Some people say that's not as good. If you've ever seen backyard wrestling, that is serious stuff. And if you're into wrestling, you definitely should check him out. You can find him on Facebook. He's the Martyr Jimmy Graves. Like his channel, otherwise he will put you into a Hell's Gate finish, and you don't want that. I don't want to go to hell at all, actually. Trying to avoid that. But again, his name is the Martyr Jimmy Graves, also known as the Asian Assassin. And he has nice black hair. He's got it all. And if you've ever met his girlfriend, she's somebody you want to stay clear of too. She's a picky temper, but she's the sweetest little thing. Totally went off on a tangent. Anywho, I think you should like him. He is kind of awesome. And you should like his page because, as I said, you don't want to get on his bad side. He knows moves that you don't know. And that's all you need to know that you should like his page. Like it, I say, obey FCA. And because you love me, and therefore you love him. I think that's how that links up in my head, and I think it's correct. If it's correct. Alright. I'll mention him again later, because he deserves it. And I don't want to be put into one of those into eternity things, and I don't want to receive a Yakuza kick. I hope you're hearing this, Mr. Graves. Mr. Grave, not with an S, it's just Grave. He almost put me in mine after making that mistake. Oh my goodness, it was terrifying. Anywho, okay, on to FCA's pick for top 10 Disney movies. These are just my straight up movies that I go to all the time, the ones that I prefer. This is not the top 10 Disney classics, this is just FCA's pick of top 10 Disney movies, and of course my reasons why these are my top. We're going to go in order from the least to the greatest. And number 10 is Fantasia. I loved Fantasia, the original Fantasia. Fantasia 2000 was awesome, but Fantasia, the original, I absolutely loved ever since I was a little kid. Other people don't like it because it's just a bunch of pictures with classic music, but I adored it. I loved, the visualization of the music flowing, and I think that they say that listening to classical music does something to children's brains as they develop, so I suggest that you watch that. So that's Fantasia, and it's also one of the original, Disney masterpiece collections. So check it out. La la la. I have it written right in front of me. 101 Dalmatians is number 9. I love 101 Dalmatians. A whole bunch of cute puppies are trying to save themselves and go back home after being kidnapped by an evil woman. It's a great concept. It's fun to watch. It's children friendly, as most Disney films are. And I might want to point out that all of these are animated. My top 10. These are my top 10 animated. So there's not going to be Mary Poppins or Pete's Dragon or anything like that, or broomsticks and doorknobs or something. I forget what it's called, but it was a good movie. I just can't remember the name. But these are animated. So 101 Dalmatians was number 9. Then number 8 is Pocahontas. I loved Pocahontas. One, it's historical. It's mostly accurate, although when it comes to Greek mythology, avoid the Disney realms. So, but it tells about Pocahontas trying to save her village and trying to bring together two different communities. And I think that this is one of those movies that you would never see redone, or of anything like it, because it kind of brings up a sense of racism, and they want to try and correct the words of Mark Twain. They're not going to let Pocahontas be remade. But it is a good concept. I think the story was great. The animation was amazing. As I approve of almost all Disney animation. So Pocahontas at number 8. Number 7 is Cinderella. I love Cinderella. Right now my hair is red, but my natural hair color is blonde, and so I always was like, oh, Cinderella! I love it. A girl goes from rags to riches. It shows that you don't have to come from a great beginning to have a great ending. She got the prince in the end, and she has to overcome And that one was actually, as far as children go, really suspenseful. You know, she's locked in the closet. How is she going to get out? Are the mice going to get to the key to her in time? Spoiler alert! And and you know, then the shoe breaks. Ah, I think that Cinderella is awesome. And you know, it's the classic pauper turned princess turned prince kind of a thing. So that was number 7. Was that number 7? I lost count. 10, 9, 8, 7. That was number 6. Number 5, Princess in the Frog. Ah, I loved Princess and the Frog. I know it's one of Disney's newer movies, but it definitely ranks up there with the classics. I loved the accents. You know, it was, if you've ever been to New Orleans or New Orleans, however you want to pronounce it, I think it's New Orleans, the accents were dead on. You know, the Shadow Man, Dr. Facilice, I cannot speak that name. The Shadow Man, anyway. He was a great villain. You know, he marks up there definitely alongside like Ursula and Jafar. You know, he's an evil man with an evil purpose, and he's manipulative, and he gets it in the end. And you know, that one kept me. I just saw it for the first time just a couple weeks ago. I don't know why I waited. That movie is awesome. And you know, it was great all the way up until the ending. If you haven't seen it, you definitely should, and that's why it's number 5. It didn't have as many catchy songs as I prefer in Disney movies, and it definitely has that whole princess, you know, pauper turned princess. It shows the ethics of hard work, but that you have to have fun in life too. And I think that some of the characters, and I was not happy with the spoiler alert, I was not happy with the killing of Ray. That hurt my heart. I cried so much. It was terrible. But